How's it going, everybody? Heading into work. Just thinking about maybe in this video talking more about the automatic and the manual comparisons of the two. Besides obviously the shifting gears, some other nuances that others might not think about. And I don't know yet, might take a different route. Still thinking about that one. So, but probably not going to talk the whole time though. Be more of a driving video. Nothing exciting here going on. So, some of the differences that I noticed when I first got this truck, starting getting used to it and everything, was the vibrations. This truck vibrates a whole lot more than the automatic. One, because you got higher RPMs, especially at your cruising speeds. Also, the gearbox right below is a different set of gears, and it does produce a more vibrating noise across the whole cabin. Even feel it in the steering wheel, in the foot. Obviously, if you put your hand here, you're feeling vibrations coming through. But overall, it is a little louder. One of the first things I noticed, and the overall smoothness is it's not as smooth as the automatic. Going up these hills, like 6th gear, going up this hill here, don't need a downshift. That's a really good thing, I think. Compared to the automatic, it would have to downshift. And yeah, really, like I said, the biggest one is just, another one is seating position. I would say I'm a lot more comfortable in automatic because I'm further away from the steering wheel, versus the seating position. I have to be a lot closer because of the clutch. So that's one thing that was I'm still not 100% used to. Probably a little more uncomfortable driving this manual versus if I was in the automatic, because I'd be a little more stretched out. I done tried playing different angles. The best way for me is me being fully stretched out, with trying to get that full clutch engagement or disengagement. And that way I have some thigh support around these legs, because the closer I get, the more uncomfortable it is, especially when you don't have as much thigh support in these seats. But that's some of the big things that you might not think about when you get the manual or comparing the manual to the auto. But the driving characteristics of just having a manual transmission is going to be different in and of itself. Definitely have to be more patient with this truck when accelerating versus being in an auto. Obviously, you just press down the gas pedal and it's going to do what it needs to do. Maybe not the way you want it to, but it's going to do it. But you get to control the gear, so once you do get used to it, you are able to put the truck in a better gearing position. If that makes any sense, gearing position. A better gear for the current situation you're in. Versus the automatic, you might fight against. I had to learn, when I had the auto, I had to learn to really work with the automatic and what the tune was trying to do. And that can require some patience and even a little more thinking than you would have to when you're in an automatic. But after a while, it did get fairly predictable. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but in the last video, I said, would I get this manual over the auto? And honestly, like, it's a toss-up. I would probably almost, if something happened to this truck, God forbid it does, but I would lean more toward the manual. But if there was a better deal for the auto, I would probably get the auto. But then knowing me, after a while, I would regret that decision and kind of wish I had the manual. Some days I do regret having the manual and wish I would have gotten the auto. Sometimes I just don't feel like shifting. But I think if I could own both, that'd be great. But that's not going to happen. That'd be way too much. And I do like the 3rd Gen Tacoma. I haven't really rode in some 2nd gens, never really drove any. I did test drive the 4th Gen. It is a better truck all around. There's no other way to put it. It's a better truck. It drives better. It's way more power. It drives like it should. It drives like you think a truck should, or a Transit. It's actually a lot more smoother. It's almost what a full-size truck a few years ago felt like. It's really smooth. But they are expensive, and I don't want to reliability of the 4th Gen. I'm sure they'll be reliable. Turbos have been around a long time, so we've had turbo diesels for a long time, and yeah. So I think the 4th Gen will be okay. And I mean, even this 3rd Gen has had some issues with some. Some trucks have made it along. Over 300,000 miles, it seems. A couple videos out there. Got some traffic to deal with. But I do enjoy this. I do enjoy this manual. It does give me a little something to do. Definitely got to think at times. A little more thinking than what you would in automatic. Yeah, I'll shut up and just drive. If I have any more thoughts or anything, I'll say them, or maybe talk about something else. I don't know. Don't know how long I'll keep putting these videos out, unless y'all enjoy just seeing me drive around. I'll keep putting them out. Please subscribe. It definitely encourages me to do some more videos, but I understand I hardly subscribe to anybody. So, but anyways, I'll shut up for now, and like I said, I'll talk if anything else comes to mind about the truck or something else. Is going crazy slow through here. about some of this gearing. I find 5th gear is pretty good for around 35 to 40 miles per hour, for probably saving a little fuel. When you get below, man, chopped all these trees down. Man, I don't like seeing the trees get chopped down. I like the woods. Anyways, anything below or 35, it's better being 4th or lower gear. Normally when I get about 50-ish, I will go to 6th gear. That's 50 and above. 6th gear is good for that. This, I'm not sure if Toyota planned it that way or if it's 100% accurate, but it seems like every 10 miles per hour per gear at 2,000 RPM. What I'm trying to say is at like 10 miles per hour and 1st gear is 2,000 RPMs. Wow, this person is slow. 2nd gear, 2,000 RPMs is 20 miles per hour. 3rd at 2,000 is 30. 4th at 2,000 is 50, or 40. Oh, come on, person. There's an accident happening here. Yeah, so 6th gear at 2,000 RPMs, 60 miles per hour. It's kind of where I was trying to say, kind of keep track of what gear works at certain miles per hour. I will say, like, really anything below 30, it definitely needs to be in 3rd gear. You just kind of figure it out. Sometimes making turns can be a little tricky because 3rd might be too much, 2nd might be too little, and you get the RPMs a lot higher. So, like making a right turn, you kind of got to slow down a lot more than what I'm used to. If you're going to make a make that right-hand turn in 2nd gear, versus 3rd gear is just too high, and you're going to really lug the engine, and it's definitely not good for that. Left turns, depending on the angle of that turn, you can get away with 3rd, but 2nd gear is probably better for left-hand turns as well. It's just you're either going to have the RPMs a lot higher than you kind of want, or you're going to be slower through that turn. But you do get used to it. It's just not ideal for what I think. But that's just personal preference. Like I said, it becomes something you really don't think about much. If you feel like you're going through it in 3rd, but you're in too high of a gear, you just throw it down to 2nd, ease the clutch out, and you'll be fine. Semi trucks through here on 26. You can just see them. traffic up here. So yeah, this is sometimes where I kind of wish you had an automatic. Hopefully we're not slowing down too much through here. Bottlenecking back there. So here, I'm kind of going up an incline. Normally if it was flatter downhill, I'd just go straight to 6, but because of this incline here, I feel it's best to go to 5th, and then we'll go to 6. I was thinking about taking that different route, but unfortunately the route's a little longer, and I need to leave my house a little earlier to do that different route. Might do that next time. It's a lot more traffic that way. It's all in town stuff, so a lot more shifting traffic lights and stuff, but good to go across the lake and stuff, which is cool. Always nice to drive across the dam. We have a dam that goes over the lake. Might try and do that next time. And I was still thinking about putting out a video of what I'm actually doing in this truck when I'm driving it. Everybody, well, other people, I won't say everybody, but other people probably drive it different, maybe even better. But it's many ways to skin a cat.